Let's talk about cybernetic enhancements. The idea of merging man and machine isn't entirely fictional. Modern prosthetics can be controlled by neural interfaces, allowing amputees to move artificial limbs using their thoughts. For example, the modular prosthetic limb developed by Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory can perform nearly as many movements as a natural limb. This brings us to the concept of osseointegration, where a prosthetic device is directly connected to the bone. Moving to the field of medical augmentation, a real-world Robocop requires more than just exoskeletons and weapon systems. It also demands cybernetic prosthetics and integration with human biology. The successful implantation of an artificial heart into Donovan Harbison, a 35-year-old teacher, as a last resort for end-stage heart failure, marks a critical advancement in the field of medicine. This biomechanical organ utilizes biocompatible materials and pulsatile flow systems to mimic the natural function of the heart, avoiding complications like thrombosis and immune rejection. The device uses advanced sensor systems and feedback loops to synchronize with the body's natural rhythms, ensuring it operates in tandem with the remaining biological structures. As tissue engineering and bioprinting continue to evolve, we may soon see systems capable of regenerating or replacing failing organs entirely, pushing us closer to seamless integration between man and machine. The neural interface required for a Robocop-level integration is multifaceted. The human brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each forming connections called synapses. To fully interface with the brain, we'd need technology capable of reading and interpreting massive amounts of neural data in real time. Companies like Neuralink are working on brain-computer interfaces that could, in theory, achieve this level of integration. However, we're still far from understanding the complexities of the brain well enough to replicate or augment its functions entirely. Durability and protection. Robocop's metallic body can withstand bullets and explosions. In reality, creating such a protective exoskeleton would require advanced materials. Enter graphene and carbon nanotubes, materials known for their incredible strength and lightweight properties. A graphene sheet as thin as plastic wrap could support an elephant balanced on a pencil. But we can't forget about mobility. Adding heavy armor typically reduces agility. Exoskeletons like those developed by Sarcos Robotics aim to enhance human strength without sacrificing mobility. These suits use a combination of motors and hydraulics to mimic natural movement, but they require significant power, often supplied by external sources or bulky batteries. On the robotics front, Elon Musk's Optimus robot is pushing the envelope in humanoid automation. While it doesn't yet possess the combat capabilities of Robocop, Optimus is built around AI-driven actuators and motion planning systems that enable it to perform complex tasks autonomously. It employs deep learning for decision-making and situational awareness, which could one day extend to more dynamic and hazardous environments. The challenges Musk's engineers face include creating energy-efficient power systems, robust enough for sustained activity without requiring frequent recharges, an issue that any Robocop-like figure would also need to overcome. Lastly, the neural interface that would allow a human mind to seamlessly control a cybernetic body is a frontier that companies like Neuralink are actively exploring. By embedding microelectrodes into the brain, Neuralink aims to establish a direct brain-computer interface, BCI, that can decode neural signals in real time. This technology could allow for more intuitive control over prosthetic limbs or robotic systems by interpreting the brain's electrical activity. However, the complexity of mapping the human brain's 86 billion neurons remains a monumental task, especially when it comes to achieving the speed and precision necessary for combat or high-intensity situations like those faced by Robocop. The human body is incredibly efficient, operating on about 100 watts, less than a typical incandescent light bulb. A Robocop would need considerably more power to run its mechanical components, onboard computers, and weapon systems. Advances in battery technology, like lithium-sulfur and solid-state batteries, promise higher energy densities, but we still face challenges in creating compact, long-lasting power sources. The Robo-Brain. Robocop's memories and human emotions make him different from just a machine, but the way he processes data is pure sci-fi. In real life, we're already making strides in artificial intelligence that can recognize faces, predict crimes, and make real-time decisions. In fact, Robocop's crime database is not that far off from today's predictive policing algorithms, which use data to determine where crimes are likely to happen. But what about integrating AI with a human brain? The challenge here is to bridge the gap between a fast, logical machine and the human brain's ability to understand context and emotions. Scientists are still working on this, and it's one of the craziest problems we face in AI development. In Robocop, his personality and moral compass remain intact despite being mostly robotic. Today, scientists are exploring the concept of mind uploading, but we're still decades, if not centuries, away from truly understanding how to digitize human consciousness, if it's even possible. Speaking of crazy facts, let's talk about Robocop's gun, his trusty Auto 9. It never runs out of ammo and seems to fire like an automatic cannon. In reality, guns with that level of firepower would have severe recoil, making it nearly impossible for even a cyborg to aim accurately without some form of stabilizing system. And don't get me started on the ammunition supply. The closest we have to Robocop's gun today are high-powered machine guns, but they require constant reloading and careful handling to avoid overheating. As we push the boundaries of science and technology, we're not just asking if we can, we're also asking if we should. The future of human augmentation holds incredible promise, but also significant ethical challenges.